Hi guys, and welcome to what will be a weekend knitting vlog. Today is Thursday, the 25th of July 2024, and I had great plans. I had great plans of things and how they would pan out, and we're starting with some real talk, which will be great for everything. Anyways, as I had teased many times, my husband has taken my son to Germany for a long weekend, which is scary. It is absolutely terrifying to have my 3-year-old in a different country, but we're going with it. They're going to see his grandparents. He has been counting the days, and I was so ready to, besides working, do all the knitting, do all the things, really enjoy myself. And then my son got sick right before they had to leave the night before. So without going into any details, I've slept, I think, 3.5 hours. Work this morning was horrible. Luckily, my son has now been able to go, which is great. So they're on their way to Germany. He's fine. He will be fine. It's all good. I'm really proud of myself for taking half the day carer's leave, because I never take leave. I've not taken a day of leave since I've returned to work, and that is not me being proud of that. I think that's just a reality, especially if you're working in a job that can be done from home. I find it really hard to take days off, but I have taken half a day off, which is good because I went back to sleep, had a nap. I'm still feeling completely disoriented. My body's like, what do we do now? Do we eat? Do we sleep? Do we knit? Do we relax? Do we work? But I have been knitting. I don't know how, but I have picked up, I just needed stockinette. I needed something simple. So I have decided to work on the body of this, which is my hand-spun Strange Brew sweater by Tin Can Knits. And I have done maybe, I don't know, from this piece of scrap yarn down 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters of plain stockinette today, which has been good. It has soothed my mind a little bit. So I wanted to show that to you very, very briefly. I have also finished my linen quill jumper last night, and it is now blocking. So I will show that to you once it's dry. I can tell you already, it feels so nice after it's been washed. And yes, I'm still a complete mess, as you can tell. But yeah, things will happen eventually. I had all the great plans, and so far none of that has happened, but that's fine. I'm embracing it. I am basically just counting down the time until I can order my favorite Thai food, because I was going to go out for dinner with a friend tonight, but that has fallen through for a variety of reasons. So I'm counting down the minutes until I can order my favorite curry, Penang curry with tofu and vegetables, if you are curious. Why would you care? I don't know, but there you go. There's some information for you. I will do a little bit of knitting. I think what I'm going to do is put this on one of those, not a barber cord, very cheap, exactly the same thing as barber cords, but you can order it of Amazon by the meter. It is much cheaper and it's exactly the same. Anyways, I will go and try this on to see how much more I need to add in terms of length, order my food, have a hot bath, and then probably go to bed. So not very exciting, but the good thing is they are on the way to Germany. I am on my way to hopefully have the relaxing knitting weekend of my dreams. I am still hopeful I can make it to London tomorrow just to have a nice day to myself, do a little bit of yarn shopping, but I think I have to see where my energy levels are at. But there you go. We've had a quick check-in. This is all I think you're going to see of me today. And I will check in with you guys most likely tomorrow. Right, I have tried it on, and I think we are almost ready to put on the ribbing. Yeah, not the best idea to try it on with a dress, but this is sort of where I would have my jeans or pants ending. So I reckon I can basically start the ribbing whenever I feel like it. I might do a little bit more of stockinette and then just do a thinner rib. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, looking good. I think it fits really well. It's got a little bit of ease, not too much ease. I am quite happy with this, which is exciting because I haven't really tried this on since splitting for the sleeves. I'm not very good at trying on my knits. I sort of know what I like and I just keep doing that without really checking. I just trust the process a lot. But yeah, this is it on and I do really like it. Hello back. It is now Friday, the 27th of July, and I am feeling much better. I debated deleting yesterday's footage because honestly I couldn't even think straight, but I did keep it and we're just gonna roll with it. It is now late afternoon and I have spent the day in London. Yesterday I was not sure if I was going to make it because I wasn't sure if I was going to come down with the same bug that my son had, and I was just feeling really, really exhausted. But I had some lovely Thai food last night. I had a bath. I had a very early night and I slept like a stone, which I usually don't do if I'm by myself because I'm so used to having my husband and son around. But yeah, I woke up this morning and decided to go for it. I thought I was just going to have a quick trip to see how I was feeling. I had a bit of a migraine. So I took the train and the tube to Green Park because I love it. I love walking past Buckingham Palace. And I walked straight into like a horse guard parade, which I had no idea that was happening. So it was interesting. Didn't help. There was a million tourists around and I was like, I'm never going anywhere near tourists again in London in summer. It's just horrible. But I did get over it. Eventually found a cafe, took something against my migraines and did a bit of knitting, which I will show you in a second. And then I walked down to Beautiful Knitters. So Beautiful Knitters is a store in London, a yarn store near Pimlico and Victoria Station. It's a beautiful area. I love walking around there, which is why I don't actually take the tube straight there. It's just a beautiful area to walk around, see all the incredible houses. As you may have seen if you've been looking at my Instagram stories, I love walking around London. I just find the place so fascinating. I wouldn't want to live there. We're about a 20 to 25 minute train ride from there, and that's perfect. And it sounds stupid because we've been here for almost 4 years. I go into London every week for work, but when I go for work, I just take the train, go to work, come home. I don't really actually see that much or do that much outside of work because I do have a kid to come home to. So yeah, today was lovely and I made it to the yarn store and I will quickly show you what I got. This I didn't get at the yarn store. This I got at Tate Britain. I bought some art. I hope my husband loves it as much as I do because I already bought it. But I went to the yarn store. I was going to think about like ideas for patterns, yarns that I needed for specific things in before going, but it didn't happen. I just went. The only thing I sort of said to myself was to not buy any sock yarn because I have so much sock yarn and I love sock yarn, but I'm trying to work through some skeins that I already have. And what I like about Beautiful Knitters is that it's a store that has incredible like high-end yarn, but it has more than that. So of course it has not of course, but it has beautiful hand-dyed yarn. It has, cashmere skeins, like really, really nice stuff. But I hate yarn stores that only carry yarn for a certain budget, and Beautiful Knitters always seem to have like other things stuffed away that I didn't or wouldn't expect. And no, I'm not sponsored by anything or anyone I talk about, by the way. This is just me talking about what I like. And while I can sometimes afford to buy fancy yarn, a lot of times I don't want to. So I was really surprised to find some yarn that is absolutely stunning. And yes, I bought gray. Can you believe I bought gray yarn? This is so not me, but they had this yarn And they had a swatch of it knitted up and it felt beautiful. So I got a sweater quantity of this, which is only 5 skeins. I was for a long time thinking if I could get away with 4 50-gram skeins of this yarn. Probably could, but it was, I think, £6 a skein, which I thought was quite reasonably priced. So I did get 5 in the end, and this is Rosario's 4, sorry. I get confused with these, I think they're Portuguese yarns. So this is Rosario's 4, I'm not going to pronounce it, Duro. So what it is, it says eco-friendly collection, 100% organic, and it is organic wool, 100% wool. And this is 280 meters per 50 grams, so it's somewhere between a light fingering and a lace weight. And they had obviously knit a swatch and washed it, and it was beautiful. I don't think I would have looked at this yarn otherwise, but they had the swatch in this color. They didn't have many colors, to be fair. And it was just woolly. It's sort of, I think with washing it created us like a slight halo, and it was beautiful. And the reason why I bought this in such a neutral color is that I don't have many cardigans, and the one cardigan that I wear all the time is my Stria cardigan in Holstgarn. Hang on, should I show it to you? I did take it with me, I didn't need it in the end. It is stuffed into a bag, but this cardigan, this is Stria by Andrea Mowry. This took so long to knit. It is half fisherman's rib, I believe, or is it full fisherman's rib? Something like that in Holst, which is, again, a light fingering weight yarn. And I wear this all the time, but it actually doesn't fit that great. It does fall off my shoulders a lot, which is a shame. But it's sort of this lightweight cardigan, and I wear it all the time just because this is the sort of garment that I need, and I only have this, and it slips off my shoulders. So my idea is to recreate a similar cardigan, probably not half fisherman's rib, but something similar in this grey, and then I can wear this, and I think I will wear this all the time. So this hopefully will turn into a sort of office work friendly cardigan. I got 5 skeins. Again, £6 a skein. Yeah, I cannot wait. For those of you who don't like prickly wool, it's definitely like a woolly wool. I would say it is slightly less prickly than, say, woolly knit British wool. It feels a little bit softer to me, but not crazy soft. But yeah, so I'm going to make a cardigan out of this. I have a cardigan pattern by Knit Pogo. I'm also, of course I'm tempted to knit one of the petite knit patterns. Like I could do an Anchor's cardigan, which I haven't done before. Or yeah, something simple, I think. But the reason why I went for 5 skeins in the end is if I do decide, I have a couple of cable patterns that I want to knit as well. That I have in my library. So if I do decide to make something completely different and make a cable cardigan, by buying a 5th skein, I'll have enough for that as well. And then I fell hard, and this is my last purchase, for these 2 skeins. And this is Mokosh by Hey Mama Wolf, who I believe is in Germany. I think, she's a German dyer. The yarn is made in Turkey, but I presume dyed in Germany. And this is Merino d'Arles, which is a French kind of merino. And this is beautiful. I just saw the colors and fell in love immediately. And initially I only saw their DK weight base, but then I saw that they had the exact same colors in this base, which is a sport weight. So this is 100 grams and 300 meters, 100% merino d'Arles. And this is so soft. I would make this into a garment, but this would become pilly, I believe, very, very quickly, which is not a judgment of the yarn. It's just my experience with this kind of wool is that it probably won't, it will pill, I think. It's so beautiful and soft, and that's what soft fibers do. So I got these 2 skeins, and what I think I want to do, I can change my mind. They would make beautiful accessories. like hats and mittens or something. But what I think I want to do is combine these for a shawl, and I think they would be stunning. So I have looked at the Simon shawl, which, if you remember, I did knit that out of some handspun yarn. The Simon shawl is written for light fingering weight, so I would have to amend that pattern again. And also I don't know if I want 2 Simon shawls, but something with, I think I can definitely find some kind of shawl wrap pattern with these 2 sport weight skeins. I can knit them at a DK weight gauge. I probably will, because that's what I do. But they're just so beautiful. So yeah, I got those as well. And at £14 per 100 grams, this is higher end, but it's not crazy high end. So I mean, obviously this, again, I'm just speaking from my perspective. When I started out knitting, that would have been a different story. So please don't ever judge me on my perception of what is expensive and not expensive. But yeah, I was quite pleasantly surprised by these, and yeah. So that is the yarn that I bought, and they gave me a free tote bag, which who doesn't love a free tote bag? So yeah, that's the yarn I got, and then I just wandered around London. I went to the Tate Britain, which I hadn't been to before. I'd been to the Tate Modern a couple of times, and controversially maybe, I prefer Tate Britain. I thought it was such a beautiful museum. It's also been a long time since I've been to a museum by myself, and it was lovely. I loved it. I did, of course, fall for the children's books and an art print in the museum shop, and then had to briskly get myself out of there because I would have bought everything. And yeah, then I just walked around endlessly. I walked along the river, like looked at like Westminster and all of that, which was sort of on the way because I wanted to take the train back from Blackfriars. Did some knitting in the park, had some treats along the way, and yeah, I got caught up in some train cancellations towards the end, but I have now made it home. My heart is full, my feet are completely shattered. In terms of knitting progress, where is my knitting? Oh, it's right here. I took some socks, of course. So with these socks, these are the Gusto Wool Echoes. And someone asked me what's the colorway name. It is colorway number 1502, which I looked it up this morning, and it doesn't really look like that when you look at the samples online. So yeah, I was quite surprised by that. If you look at the samples, the color progression is completely different, but I think it's really pretty. And with these, I always was going to do an afterthought heel, but my plan was to do the afterthought heel sometime while I was still working on the sock, because I find it easier. Then it's not such a fuss to get the heel placement right because you knit the toe after. But oh well, I was out. So I finished the tube. So one sock is done, but it needs a heel. I will just do the measuring. I've done it many times. I can do it. I just prefer to knit the afterthought heel before I finish the toe, but I didn't do that. So I finished sock number 1 in London today, and then I did cast on the second sock. So this is the yarn cake. You get 2 50-gram skeins of wool that create matching yarn cakes to make matching socks. And while waiting for the train, I cast on the second sock. So there you go. That is my knitting progress for today. I showed you my hand-spun Strangebury sweater yesterday. And yesterday in the evening, I worked on the rib. And I need to try it on because I think it may be time for the bind-off. So I think for the rest of today, I'm just going to heat up my leftover Thai food, try on my sweater, hopefully bind off the body, maybe start a sleeve if I'm being really, really optimistic. I'm also feeling cast on vibes. I shouldn't be casting stuff on. I'm finally good about finishing things, but I don't know. We will see. I will keep you up to date. I may still cast some things on. But yeah, that is today's knitting and general life update. of course, I was really optimistic. I was going to vlog my trip, and I think we all knew it was never going to happen because I don't like vlogging. I don't like filming in public. I don't enjoy it, but I have taken a couple of snaps. So if you want to go on Instagram, find me as The Happy Knitting Podcast. You can see some photos there. And yeah, the rest of my evening I think is going to be really, really boring. I have some fun plans for tomorrow, and I think now the sort of more lazy knitting focused part of this weekend is about to start as well. So I haven't made any huge plans besides some like brunch and like phone plans with friends over the next couple of days. So I need to get a move on, figure out what I want to be knitting on. I mean, I'm crafting all the time anyways, but when I have so much time, I do like to somehow focus in on a couple of things and make some plans and, you know, go through my stash and do some sort of creative thinking as well. So hopefully we'll come to that. I should mention that for my Monticello wrap, my missing yarn has arrived. Go back a couple of episodes if you want to hear the full story of my Monticello wrap. Was essentially I didn't have enough yarn because the kit was listed wrong. In the end, I purchased 2 more skeins and they also gifted me 1 skein. So I need to wind this and then I can continue working on that. Yeah, so that is my day and knitting and crafting and a lot of rambling in between. But I did warn you, these vlogs tend to be a bit more all over the place. And yeah, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But I hope you did enjoy this. I think I'm going to upload this today and then hopefully be back with a full day episode tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I will keep you updated. Thank you so much for following along if you have. I'm going to be answering a couple of questions tomorrow as well. So if you have more questions, do comment quickly and I will try to incorporate them tomorrow or on Sunday. Do let me know what you're working on, and I hope wherever you are in the world, you're healthy, you are safe, and hopefully you have some lovely yarn or fiber to play with. I will talk to you very soon. Thank you for watching. Happy knitting. Bye.